This ivory we are doing in Kenya is committed in conservation of wildlife.
New demand from emerging markets once again threatens Africa's elephants and rhinos. African countries are concerned about the scale and rate of the new threat to our endangered wildlife species. We are committed to combating the menace robustly and persistently until we dismantle the entire vile economy.
African governments last year decided to come together and agree on what was called a common strategy for to combat illegal wildlife, and we hope that this is really going to be a very positive step forward.
Ivory doesn't just burn. You actually want to create heat that can cause it to be incinerated, so that now it actually now crushes under the heat. This is enamel, like our teeth, because actually this is teeth. But that one is the same substance as our nails. It's keratin. So that one will burn much easier, much faster. And therefore, once that one is lit and is also burning, the whole team will go back across to where the tents will be. And that is the time that that pump will be activated to bring fuel to all this.
To do that, we're going to use a mixture of fuel, which is going to be put into this tank.
Right.
And then it's going to be pumped under very high pressure into our grid system here.
The way that it had been structured, you have these gunny bags made out of Prunus africana bark. Then you have inside there the wood, which is paste put on that tray. There is a tray, and that is now where the sandalwood is put. And then inside you have these skins and hides like this one. See that colobus monkey, lion, leopard, crocodile, snake, pythons. So all these materials are all protected. This number with this together is the code for that particular number. And then it's got the date, 2014, the date at which it was found.
The year?
Yeah, the year that it was found. And then the weight, 4.5
kilos.
Yes. This ivory that you'll be seeing, about 60 to 70% of this pile will have come or will be related to poaching. But remember, there are other sources of this ivory, where natural causes or maybe from diseases. Some are unexplained because some of the ivory that you just picked, you're not so sure whether what the cause was. Others come from human-wildlife conflict cases, so we are able to now record those. So you are seeing that maybe about 60% and then another 20% from natural illnesses, maybe another 15% from deaths, and probably another 5% from transit or cases where you have now found ivory, but you can't quite place it on either of the classifications. A bit of it is from outside, so maybe about, again, out of all this ivory we have, probably about 70-80% will be local.
Yes.
And maybe another 20 or so is what we are talking about being on transit. Last year was 15 tons. 15. This is 105. So it's way over. And that's the reason why we even spread it into different piles.
We are sending a clear message to poachers and illegal traders in wildlife about our collective resolve to fight this crime in our region and beyond.
Kebaki burnt about six tons because that was contraband, just court cases finished.
Piles.
It was just one pile. And even President Uhuru last year was one pile. And President Moi in 1989, 12 tons, one pile.
The most important thing really to do is to create awareness so that people can relate the ivory they have in their hands with a dead elephant somewhere. That's going to be the main important aspect to reduce the demand. And The good thing is that in countries which consume or which have the high demand for ivory, like China, this public awareness is beginning to grow.
This is 4.5 kilos. How old was the elephant that dropped it?
It's possible that looking at the age, because when you look at the way it's developed and also the length, the way it is developed, you can see it's not very long.
Yes.
It probably is about maybe about 2 feet or so, the inside, the outside. So you can see it wasn't very long,
Yeah.
but also it's looking just fairly old, but not too old. So on the scale of up to 70 years, you probably give this about 25 to 30.
The red list is an attempt to actually show all the species that we have on the planet and the status of all the species that we have in the planet, whether they are, and we're talking about numbers here. If I'm to put it to a layman's language, we're talking about numbers. Do we have a number that is endangered, for example? Do we have a number that is extinct? So we are supposed to use the red list to guide us in terms of where we are at with specific numbers of species. And for the elephant, it definitely varies from country to country, but in some of the countries it is near extinct.
Some of these poachers have got weapons